All right, let's build Rocky's ball in relatively real time. I've got 6 clear balloons here. There's some Qualitex stock, which is getting dated, so something could pop. Find your brand in this wild west of balloon art that we're in. So, 1 balloon. For good measure, I'm going to give it a little hiccup. 2 balloons. Another little hiccup. When I say hiccup, I've also heard it called a burp. I just like hiccup better so that if a parent's oversensitive, nobody minds a hiccup. But call it what you want to. Grab both hands, give it a squeeze if you need to loosen your bubbles. Now, I'm going to inflate each of these about this far. Find the balance with your brand. I think it's about 4/5 of the way full. I'm going to tie these 2 nozzles together just like so. Now, I'm going to twist off a little bubble here. The reason that I'm twisting this bubble, even though aesthetically I'd almost rather not, this will hide well. You can tuck it on the inside later if you need to. But I'm going to pull that nozzle in, wrap it around. This is to keep the series of bubbles we're about to twist from coming undone. But we're going to make about 3-inch bubbles. 1, 2. Always sizing with the initial. 3, 4. So we got 4 bubbles. Now we're going to do that with one of these other sections. 1, 2. Tucked it under my arm to hold it. 3 and 4. Always twisting the same direction with my series so they don't come untwisted. And that set is locked, so I don't have to hold them anymore. Now, balloon number 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lock it at the top. Pick your favorite 2 sections. And those sections we're going to bring back down, because if you do decor, you will particularly know the value of a set of 5 for useful stacking. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're coming back down. We're going to lock back in the bottom right where we started from, just like so. We're going to do that with 1 more of these others, but not 2 more, because we only want 5. We don't care about that 6th one because it won't stay in place as well, and it's beyond what we care about doing. So we've got another set of 4 bubbles. We're locking it in at the bottom. We're going to get rid of some of this scrap. I'm tearing that off, letting it go. I've got that wedge so it doesn't deflate, but I am going to tie these 2 sections together now. I don't want that bubble deflating later. And I could come back later and cut some of this excess off. With clear balloons, not a bad idea. This extra bubble at the top can also go. If you want, you can leave a little bubble like the bottom, or you can let it go entirely. I'm just going to leave a little tiny bubble here just to keep everything intact, but it's not necessary. So we've got this shape. We're going to take another clear balloon. This one we're going to twist in, and this loop is the same size bubbles as we've got running to the top. So we got 1, and start making our loop. Made that one maybe a little too big, so I'm going to let it turn down a little bit. There we go. 1, twist it in. And I lost one of these twists, but that's okay because this balloon remembers that it had that space. So I got space to add that twist back, and it's going to lock in when I add this in. There we go. We are coming around the mountain. Couple more. Almost back home. And 1 more. Finish out a loop and some excess balloon that we will use later to add some randomness. So we got that. Twist this one back off to help me twist in a minute. And that's why I shouldn't have, because we've got that space for later. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to inflate another balloon. And I'm going to come up here, twisting around, just like so. Again, same length as the distance from the bubbles up to the top. Twist it around. Same length. I'm going to give it a little hiccup. If it gets a little tight, give it a little hiccup. Twist it around. Same length. Twist it around. I'm reforming this bubble, but that is A-okay. Same length. Twist it around. Same length. And bring it home. Now, I have lost a couple of my bubbles coming around the edges, but that is not a problem. Let's bring another clear into play here. Now, with this last one, we are not doing the same length bubble. We're going to do bigger. We're going to do a bubble that's about 4/5 of the way up to get our circle about the right size. So I'm going to twist this one around, get it locked in place, measure coming up to get my nice circle length. Again, measure coming up about 4/5 of the way. Come across. I've got to remake this bubble, but that is A-okay. Same deal. Making our loop. 4/5. Coming around. Bringing it in. A-okay. Same deal. 4/5. Bring it around. Lost that bubble, but that's okay because we've got room, and we can twist around. I'll wash that again. A-okay. Now, for the moment, I'm not going to close this off because this is how I'm going to stick Rocky in. But I'm going to take a minute, and I'm going to do some of my randomness. So I got this clear one. Bring it over here, just like so. I'm going to bring it back up. Give it a little hiccup. Squeeze it, loosen this bubble so it's not going too crazy. Squeeze it in, just like so, and bam. That's probably all I want to do with that one. I'm going to tear it off, let the air out, tie it. You want to grab it with your scissors, give that a little trim depending on how clean you want to get it, because these nozzles don't hide as well with clear balloons as they do with other colors. Now, this other bit of clear, again, I'm just filling some gaps. Give ourselves a little bit of randomness. Come over here, fill a gap. Doing it before I stick Rocky in, because once Rocky's in there, I got less space to work. I'm going to squeeze that around, just like so. Now, I'm going to use this remaining hole, and I am going to shove Rocky into this hole. I'm going to use some of these extra pieces of balloon to get Rocky's feet to stay relatively in place. Now, he's wedged pretty good with just one, but I want to keep this foot out of his face, so I'm going to give it a twist. And now, make sure Rocky's doing his classic thumbs down. And now, I'll go back, I'll measure this one 4/5 of the way to the top. Bring it over. Twist it around. Can use some of this excess balloon for randomness and shaping to get my final shape forced into a nice round like I want it to be. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to tear this little piece off because I'm done with it. Tie it up because I don't want it deflating on a kid. Tuck it away. There we go. Now, This last piece, I feel done with it. I'm going to tear it off. You can scissor it if you want to. No big deal there. We could go back with scissors and clean up these extra pieces of clear balloon. If I want to get fancy, I can tear it. Don't really recommend that technique. Kind of hurts. Probably not the best for your shoulder. But there we go. We got Rocky up in here. Get his thumbs down in the place that I want it. I'm going to wedge it right there. There, we've got Rocky doing his thing in his slightly imperfect ball that does roll pretty decently. So there we go. There is completed Rocky in the ball. Little bit of randomness to the vibe. So hope this design is useful to you.